Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your bonus reading for the person that you're dealing with. So this will not necessarily be a love interest for you, although for many of you it will be. But we all deal with all different kinds of people for all different kinds of reasons. So let's see what comes out. So there's the Knight of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. So the central energy between you and this person is the High Priestess. So what this is giving me so far is that you have a highly, perhaps spiritual connection with this person, or maybe even a telepathic connection with this person. There's a lot of compassion that exists between the two of you. It feels like there's a lot of growth between the two of you because I'm seeing this King of Pentacles too. It feels like you're really embracing each other. So I'd love to see what else we can get, but I like this energy so far. It's a nice energy. So let's clarify this High Priestess. So the High Priestess is being clarified by the Eight of Wands. So this really does feel like psychic communication to me. This feels like someone that you have certainly a connection with in the quantum level, someone that your higher selves already have a relationship with each other. Whether you two are aware of that or not, we'll have to see. Although you're showing up in a suit of cups, so you might be a naturally intuitive person. The person over here is showing up as the King of Pentacles, which means they might be more grounded in their energy. So they might not be as aware as you might be of the connection that you have in the quantum realm or the telepathic communications. It's almost like you both know what each other is thinking without even having to say it. So why is the High Priestess and the Eight of Wands here? So there's the Devil, the Star, and the Lovers. So again, wow, this is a very spiritual connection. This is definitely with the Lovers here in your central energy is giving this impression that your souls are calling out to each other. So as I've said, even if you don't know it on this realm, you're being drawn to each other in the quantum field. You're being drawn to each other in a spiritual way is what I'm getting. You have the Devil on your side here. And so I'm trying to see how that fits in, but it does feel like you are releasing some kind of illusions that you had or have when it comes to this person, that you're maybe trying to see the situation more clearly. So I'll have to see why I'm getting that, but it's an energy of some kind of being honest with yourself or self-love that's coming through here with the Devil and the Knight of Cups, that maybe you weren't trusting this situation because the Knight of Cups is a court card, is a person who can have their heart broken pretty easily because they come in vulnerable. So you may have some attachment somewhere to feeling like your heart's going to get broken by this person. So there may be a past that you have with this person where they did break your heart, or it could just be relationships in general always break your heart is your mindset. And so you have this attachment to it that perhaps something is going to go wrong. Your person is showing up with this Star energy. And I do feel, especially with the Star, the High Priestess, and the Lovers, that this was certainly a divinely orchestrated relationship. Like I was saying, I was picking up that this feels like it happened on the quantum field first, and now you two are really being drawn together. If this person did hurt you in the past, if they are the reason why you feel like you don't want to be vulnerable in this situation, your person has gone through a lot of healing. So I'm not necessarily getting a lot yet about what's gone on between the two of you in the past, but this is a very significant and important relationship that exists between the two of you. So on your person's side, the King of Pentacles is being clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. So this is a very stable, reliable, sustained type of energy. This is someone who you can count on. I also think if there were obstacles that they had to overcome with this star card here, that they've used a lot of their vitality to make sure that they did that healing. So they use their own inner power in order to do the healing because they were being so significantly drawn to you to do that. The King of Pentacles with the Ten of Pentacles is also a combination of someone taking charge towards something long-term, someone who's wants to make consistent progress towards something. So there's a good energy coming off of your person, but there is a reluctance of vulnerability coming through for you. So why the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles? So there's the Six of Cups, Page of Cups, and Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is certainly this energy coming from your person that they are being called to communicate with you. They're trusting that. The Knight of Swords holds a sword of truth. The Knight of Swords is all about wanting to find the truth, going after the truth, following the truth. So I do believe that this person really does understand that you are their truth, and which is why they've been so diligently working towards their healing so they can come towards you in the 3D realm, in the earth realm, because I do believe in the quantum field you two are already together. But they understand, they've learned, they've even manifested this. I'm getting a manifestation with the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, that they've brought you back into their life in the 3D to make sure this works. And I said brought you back into, and I'm not sure why I said that, because I haven't verified yet that this is someone you have a history with. But with the Six of Cups here, this is giving me at least a feeling of someone from your past. So if this is someone returning from your past, they're showing up in a much better version of themselves. But what I'm also getting with this Six of Cups is if you have spent other lifetimes with this person, that you would recognize each other almost immediately in the earth realm, because it's never the end in the quantum field. In the quantum field, you're always together. So that's what I'm getting. Wow, this is a very powerful reading. That's what I'm getting from that. And with this Page of Cups here, this is really saying that they've, even though they've gone through a lot of transformative changes towards you and themselves and the relationship, they've transformed into a King of Pentacles, but they've still remained the inner Page of Cups. There's still a vulnerability inside of them. In other words, they've not become totally jaded. So if they were coming towards you in whatever ways they were coming before, that was not the right way. If they were avoidant, if they were deceitful, make it make sense for you. That vulnerability is still there, and they really want to practice being vulnerable with you, is what I get from that Page of Cups. So, but let's look at your side. So you're showing up as the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So that's an interesting combination, because it's showing that it's like you're this softy on the inside, but you're this fiery, confident, I don't really give a crap about anything on the outside. So make that make sense for you. But that's what I'm getting so far, that even though on the inside, this person may have made you feel like you were left out, or they walked away, or they abandoned you, or they were being cold to you, make it make sense. Whatever it was that hurt your heart, that you're still attached to, on the outside, you're saying, I don't care. I don't need this person. I don't want to be hurt again. But it's a little bit of this idea that you could be deceiving yourself, because on the inside, you still have a lot of love for this person. And it's probably because of this quantum connection you have. So, but let's see, why the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Wands? So there's the Ten of Swords, Temperance, and the Ace of Swords. So you know how I was just saying that your Knight of Swords, this person over here is holding that sword of truth? Well, you're also holding a sword of truth in the exact same position. So this is really verifying to me that you're both each other's truths and you know it. And so I think that's why you still hold a lot of love for this person in your heart, because you know this is your person. As I was saying, the Six of Cups is really strongly giving me this energy that you two, there's never an ending in this relationship. You're always together in the quantum field, no matter how you present yourselves in lifetimes, no matter how you position yourself in each other's lives, no matter what lessons you're teaching each other in this current lifetime or in this current relationship, you're always together in the quantum field. I keep getting that. And that's never the end between the two of you. And there's this feeling that you both know that, even though you might not know why you know it or what it means or what it even is. And I think that's why your angels, there's the angel and the devil here. Look at that, pointing at each other. So what this is telling me is that your angels are really pointing you in the direction of this relationship and to try to let go of that feeling that you have to protect your vulnerability with this Queen of Wands attitude. Because I think you know, with the Ten of Swords being your external energy, that there's nothing else out there that you want, that you've seen everything out there that you need to see, and this is your person, this is your truth. Wow, this is a very spiritual connection. This is a very powerful reading. So the lovers that exist between the two of you, let's look, is being clarified by the Eight of Cups. So there it is. There's that feeling I was getting that someone was left out, someone walked away, someone abandoned something, someone was being cold in the situation is what I'm really getting to. And that there was an activation of this divine love at some point in your relationship and someone walked away. But what the cards are saying is that it was your person who walked away because your person was the one who had to do the healing. But now you're still the one with the wounds because this person wounded you. But your angels are here saying, but we can help with that. We can help with the healing. Because with the lovers here, with this divine love that's so clearly being activated between the two of you, this feels like this is your happiness. This is your joy. This is, you love being around each other. This is your person. So, but let's see, why the lovers and the Eight of Cups? So there's the Five of Cups, Death, and the Magician. So when this person left, which is what the cards are telling me, you were very clear with this person just how much that disappointed you. And I don't think your person really expected you to react the way you did. I think your person just sort of thought they could come and go, that they could leave and you would always be there. And I think because the Six of Cups is telling me that on some intuitive level, your person knows that you're always together. But yet here in this lifetime, in this relationship, they kind of took advantage of that and thought they could go and explore whatever they were exploring and just immediately be able to come back and allowed back into your energy. But I think they quickly awakened to the fact that that was a mistake. And I think that's when their initiation began for their spirituality, to really make them sit in their room, so to speak, and think about what they did and sit in their shadow so that they could become enlightened and do the healing when it comes to this relationship. And so I think with this Magician card, I think you each manifested each other back in you by saying, I'm not putting up with your BS anymore. And then by saying, wait a minute, they're not putting up with my BS anymore. And that awakened both of you. And it really, and this Death card with the star is really confirming that your person has gone through some massive changes and healing, and they want to come towards you in the right way. But your side with the Five of Cups here and the Devil, you're still saying, I don't know that you're not going to disappoint me again. How will I know that you're not going to disappoint me again? But again, you're both holding this sort of truth. It's like, you know, this person is your person, but you're not so sure you want to get your heart involved in it. So the Knight of Swords is being clarified by the Nine of Wands. This is a person who wants to do whatever it takes. Your person is not going to give up on you. This is very clear. They are not giving up. It's almost this feeling like this Nine of Swords energy, Nine of Wands energy sometimes gives me the feeling of like an obsession, or like someone who is just will not give up until they get what they want. And that's what this is giving. The Knight of Swords is a bit like that too. They pursue, they pursue, they pursue until they get what they want. The Nine of Wands is about they persevere, persevere, persevere until they get what they want. So there is a very, I've made up my mind energy to come back towards you. So, but why the Knight of Swords and the Nine of Wands? So there's the Hanged Man, the King of Wands, and the Two of Swords. Well, they certainly know they don't have a decision in this. They're not calling the shots here. You are. They can pursue you as much as they want, but it doesn't mean they're going to get you. With this Hanged Man, you have put them in a timeout, and it looks like so has the universe. The universe has said, no, we're putting you on ice because you messed up, and you don't just get to be allowed to come back. And that's where you are. You're working with your angels on this. You're working with your angels and saying, help me keep this person out of my energy until I know that they can be trusted again with my heart. Because this King of Wands energy that's hanging out on the external, they've converted themselves energetically. They've transmuted the energy. They've alchemized the energy from a King of Wands to a King of Pentacles, in the sense that they're done putting on a facade. They're done putting on a confident front. They want to come towards you in a nurturing, stable, supportive, safe kind of way where you can feel safe putting your heart into this. So you're still holding this Ace of Truth here, though. The Ace of Swords is here. And that's being clarified by the High Priestess. So we have the High Priestess coming out again. And I was saying, I feel like you are more aware that this is a very divinely activated relationship, that you already know each other in the quantum field, and that you've manifested into this lifetime to teach each other a lesson. And it feels like you know that. You may know that more than your person knows it. What your person knows is that they need you. You might know that there's more going on here to the story. But let's see, why the Ace of Swords and the High Priestess? So there's the Chariot, the Three of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. Yeah, you know on an intuitive level that this is more than just a 3D type of relationship. So we're seeing the Chariot, the Seven of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. And I know what's going on, but I'm going to take my time trying to articulate this. You know that in the 3D realm, in the earth realm, that you have options, that you can be successful elsewhere. You don't need this person to be successful. You are the Queen of Wands on the exterior, which means you are attractive, you're energetic, you have a lot of charisma, you're funny, people are drawn to you, you're magnetic. You know that there are other people out there for you. And you know that you could be successful in those relationships and have a very nice life with someone else. But what you know on an intuitive level with the Ace of Swords and the High Priestess is that the visions that your higher self has for you is this person. And you're not sure why, but you just know that it is. And even though they hurt you, you know there's a higher purpose. And so your Three of Pentacles is pointing towards this relationship. You're saying, okay, I'm willing to do the work too. They have the harder job. They have the Nine of Wands. You just have the Three of Pentacles. You just have to show up and cooperate. But they're the ones who really have to do the time here, so to speak, in order to gain your confidence back, or whatever that means for you in this relationship. They know that they've got work to do. They have to roll up their sleeves and do the work. You just have to show up and cooperate. And it feels like you know you're being called to this. You just know that you are. So let's get some final advice for you. So the Magician is being clarified by the Empress. Yes, your manifestations with this person are all about to be birthed into the third, into the 3D, into the real world. You're about to birth something really fantastic with this person. This relationship is about to become, I want to say magical, because the Magician is here. So, but again, let's get you some final advice to wrap this up for you, Scorpio. This is a very powerful reading. I keep saying that because it is. So there's the Queen of Pentacles, Judgment, and the King of Swords. There's that very, very strong sword of truth that exists between the two of you. You're showing up as the Queen of Pentacles and your person showed up as the King of Pentacles, and that's a couple. And not only is it a couple, but it's the couple who stays together, nurture each other, grow. The relationship is nurtured, the relationship grows, there's stability, there's safety, there's support. That's the kind of couple that the Queen and King of Pentacles are. You know that you're each other's truth, and this person made a high-level decision to heal and come back to you. And it looks like you are making a high-level decision to come back to this person, because even though they hurt you in some way, you know there's a higher purpose to the two of you being together. So I don't know if that was advice or not, but it feels to me like there is a reason for the two of you to come together, and you're not going to be disappointed, because I see a very high-level couple making high-level decisions and holding this knowledge, this truth that exists between the two of you. So, wow, Scorpio, please let me know how that was resonant for you, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.